Stay tuned for another community-produced program here on Oshkosh Channel 10.
Hello, Packer fans. Welcome to the 1996 Green Bay Packers season with my special guest, Dennis Hillsman, who works for Mercury Fond du Lac, and Lisa Meisner, who works with me at Brenner Ting at Fond du Lac. This show has been brought to you by Bratch and Dev's Pizza, the best pizza in town on the corner of Bowen and Merritt and Oshkosh, and go there and have a pizza. It's very good. And they have some cold brewskis, too. So anyway, guys, we had a very exciting last 1995 season. We had the MVP of the league, and we won the division of the NFC Central Division. But we're going to talk about the things, this little clipboard here. We're going to talk about our draft. We had a really nice draft. We drafted 6 offensive players, 2 defensive players. We finally got some respect, huh? 3 Monday night games, 2 at Lambeau Field, and another Sunday night game. I guess that's on TNT.
Right.
So that's respect, huh?
Of course. Definitely. Packers are going all the way this year.
Yes, they are. Our offensive line is in question. Now we had with Kenny Rutgers out now for 6 weeks until they check him out again. John Michaels, our first-round pick out of USC out there, a left tackle, and Gary Brown, the backup left tackle, had a bad week last week at Indianapolis Colts, didn't he?
Right.
You know,
I think we all had a bad week.
We had our offensive line is in question. I mean, we have a lot of young kids there, and the offensive line, Lisa and Dennis, has to be the most cohesive unit of the football team. And they're young kids, and they have to work together for more than just a couple of weeks to get, to know what's going on, the next guy next to them, and, to pick up this guy, pick up that guy, and help each other out in the offensive line. We had a 3-1 preseason. I don't know, do you think 4-0 would have been a good thing, or do you think that loss helped us out last week?
I think it gives us something to think about, makes us try more if we have a loss in the preseason.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Dennis? Taking a loss, or rather go 4-0?
Oh, I take the loss. 4-0 would have been nice.
Yeah.
4-0 don't mean a whole lot.
No, you think the team learned something from that shellacking? It wasn't really a shellacking, everybody. We got pounded pretty good by Baltimore Colts. Indianapolis Colts. We had some ex-Packers there, Coach Lindy Infante, Tony Mandarich, of course, the number 1 pick a few years ago. What happened to him, everybody's, what happened to him. And Tony Bennett, who gave Brett Favre fits over there on that side with Gary Brown in that left tackle spot. So.
Well, I hope they learned something from it.
Yeah, I guess Coach had
quite the field day.
Quite the field day with the players in the locker room and on a plane back from Indy. So we had too many injuries in our preseason. 2 of our rookies are out for the season. Darkins and Mike Flanagan, the center guard, and Darkins running back out of Minnesota, all gone for the year. And that we had very high expectations of Derek Means out of Notre Dame, who probably would have won the number 2 spot across from Robert Brooks. Is all with shoulder separation, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. Depends on how his attitude is and his healing process goes for him. Brett's rehab, okay, what about that? What do you make of that Brett rehab with his Vicodin and his problem down there, with his so-called painkillers and his, I guess it's not alcohol, it's basically painkillers, guys.
I think it makes me stronger. I also think that the offensive line is going to have to
step up
and protect him to make him not feel pressured and avoid sacks.
I think he'll do just fine after rehab. It's all over as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. It's not like the cow pie stuff down in Dallas. I don't really want to talk about that, but they got problems out there. I hope they have a lot of them. But they're talking about the so-called fat on Brett Favre's body. Last year he had 18%. This year he's down to 8%. So he's physically stronger, physically more fit, and maybe you know, and that'll be a better quarterback for us with Brett Favre, healthier, stronger, faster, and sharper mind-wise.
Oh, yeah.
He's really going to give the defensive
Right.
team that we play every week fits, where you can throw the ball 3, 4, 5 guys. Sometimes you know 3 or 4 guys you can pick up and throw the ball to. Okay, Keith Jackson. He's finally had his first full camp in like 7 or 8 years. That makes our 2 tight end strong formation. That's very good for the Packers. They're going to be tough for other defensive units to figure out where to go with these, you know, to help our, you know, stop these 2 tight ends of ours. And we must run the ball, Dennis and Lisa.
Definitely.
What do you think it's Tom Lovato, our offensive line coach? You think he needs to change his technique or change something, or what do you think that is? How can we not be able to run the ball? I mean, you got 300-pound guys pounding into each other there, and their holes are really small. But you know, maybe you know, like somehow the Barry Sanders and them guys, they get that crack, and the running backs are gone. So we have to be able to run the ball better. And of course, in the '95 season, we were 11-5 going to Central Division. On the other side, we can talk about new coach Tony Dungy from the Minnesota defensive coordinator came down there, brand new coach system for down there. I guess Eric Rett, he's a fine running back, number 32 for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a corn down here. But so he had an attitude problem. He don't know what he's doing. I guess they're still having problems right now communicating. They beat us the last time we played Tampa Bay last year down in Tampa on that very miserable Sunday night game on TV. We didn't do very good. But they've only scored 35 points in their 4 preseason games this year, so that tells you that their offense is very bad off. They have a good young quarterback though. I thought Trent Dilfer, he's a pretty good quarterback, and Alvin Harper's attitude. That guy came from I believe from the Cowpies, went down there last year. He dropped balls and he had maybe a bad attitude. I don't know if his attitude's any better or not. But and there's a lot of Green Bay Packer fans in Tampa Bay, whether it's retired people or vacationers or you know school kids going out down there or whatever. But so anyway, so what do you want to talk about now? You got that all spilled out.
Well, I'll tell you, for starting the season, Tampa Bay seemed to always give the Packers fits. They it's always a 3-point game, it seems.
Yeah.
And then they're always boring.
They're boring. It's somewhat of a uninteresting game sometimes for the Packers and Tampa Bay down there. It really is,
It
isn't
can
it?
be so disappointing to lose to them. It's like losing to Dallas, to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate losing to Dallas or Tampa Bay. And
Yeah. Why do you
one
think
high team and one low team, and
they seem to give us fits, don't they? For one reason or another, they seem to give us fits.
it seems like it always comes within a field goal.
Yeah,
And
maybe this year we'll go down there and opening game of the season, maybe we'll go down there, maybe like last week, nothing worked.
Nope.
At the Colts, nothing worked. Maybe this week, everything will work. We'll score 30-some points. Our defense will do everything right. They'll blitz more, and they'll sack the quarterback 3 or 4 times. Stop them to 75 yards running, a couple of 100 yards passing. We'll come out with a maybe 3 or 4 touchdown win, down there. So, and we have to get off. Last year, our opening game, of course, was at Lambeau Field, and the Rams beat us the opening game. And we cannot have an opening loss down at Tampa Bay. I think Coach Holmgren knows that, and his staff, Sherman Lewis and Fritz Schirmer, and all the coaching staff, and the players themselves know. That's why I think that loss last week in Indianapolis said, hey, can you watch the Super Bowl? Go and play like that 16 games. See how far you're going to get to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Maybe that brought the attitude and say, oh, we better work. We better bust our butt 60 minutes plus if we're expected to win a decent amount of games and go into the playoff round and go down to New Orleans, for the Super Bowl. We're this close to Brett Favre's house, and keep it to yourselves, but I'm going to breakfast with Brett Favre and his family. Anyway, so, but we have to come out there with a win, Lisa.
Right, and I think we also need to watch the penalties. The
Oh.
holding calls are which got us last week was holding call. 3 in one time. In one play, that just has to go. That's 10 yards each time. It's going to put us back.
That brings up a good point about getting the third down, converting the third downs are very important. We were the best in the NFL last year converting third downs to first downs. But that means that when we had the first down on the third down play, we did not have any penalties. And that's exactly what we have to do. We have to maintain play penalty. We're a very good team. Like they used to say, a bad team cannot afford penalties. Well, we can either afford penalties to that amount we had last week, 12 I think it was, for almost 90 yards of penalty yards last week, and we had 3 in one play, like you said, Lisa. We got to hold that down
Right.
and stuff. So this week we're going to have very few penalties, and we're gonna turn this whole game around from last week.
It should be a good game.
Yes.
It should be a far better cry than last week's game.
Oh, I was.
I think they'll be all fired up.
Last week's game, so yeah, but that's preseason. We're gone with that. Now we got Tony Dungy. He's a defensive-minded coach from Minnesota. He did a very good job up there with Dennis Green's staff up there in Minnesota, the Bike Queen land, and I think he's going to do a good job, but he ain't going to beat us. He might beat the Bears or anybody else, but he ain't going to beat the Packers. So we got a lot of weapons. Two with Mark Chimera and Keith Jackson, 2 tight ends, but Brooks and Freeman on the wideouts now, I guess, and BB's there and Mickens is there. So we have talent-wise, we do have very good talent in the Green Bay Packer camp. Mm-hmm. There's no reason why we cannot go out and repeat the performance and not better ourselves than last year. You know, I think we agree on that.
Each year I look at it as we're getting one step further each year. You know, we're winning more games, we're getting into the playoffs, and then we're winning the NFC championship. You know, we're going to get farther and farther.
I don't think you were born when they won the NFC
No,
championship last time.
We're going to be winning.
No, I think the last time they won it, I don't think you were born. It was 1972. So you don't, that's last time they won the outright Central Division championship. So it's been a long time. And now with Coach Holmgren, Ron Wolf, and leaders on the team, maybe the Green Bay, I know the Green Bay Packers are on the right step for getting the word title back in Green Bay town.
Right.
And we cannot have any lackluster games like we did last year. Some of them, the couple of games that were lackluster, and you know, we're going to worry about. We're not going to talk about the T.J. Ruby thing last year and stuff like that. So we're going to, right now, we got to concentrate on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers down in Tampa and the big sombrero down there, and the weather. How about the weather? I think that they always say the weather's going to be good for us or bad for us early in the season, or what's your idea about the weather being hot and humid down there maybe for us?
I know Florida's a lot more humid than Wisconsin, but we've had our humid days too, and I know they practice during humid days, so I don't think it'll affect us.
I think what
yeah, they should be able to play in that all right.
Yeah. It's a 3 o'clock game. It's a 3 o'clock game, everybody, on Fox, I believe, of course, and so that maybe be cooler. That'll be, the sun's starting to set a little bit down there, so that'll maybe a little bit cooler for us. But like you said, the NFL players should be adapted to that. I think I'd rather play in hot weather than cold weather, would you?
Yes.
Or not?
It's harder. You can keep warm. It's harder to play when you're cold.
Yeah, I can only put so many clothes on.
They can play well in any weather.
Yeah, Brett Favre can. Speaking of Brett Favre, I have him on the cover of a Packer Yearbook, MVP year, and I want him to duplicate the same thing. But the only way he'll do that is if he has help from his other 10 ball players, 10 guys on his team out there in the offensive unit.
Let's get the new TV guide.
Collector's signature
Yeah,
edition.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll get
just
it.
picked it up today.
Good
Got
job.
it yesterday.
Brett Favre's on the front of it.
Okay, yeah, he was on last year on TV Guide. Now he's on again. So, do you think that all that the Green Bay Packers now have got a lot of hype, a lot of print, a lot of news, a lot of sports stuff, a lot of hype, a lot of print. Do you think that's about time that we did? But I don't think that'll interfere with the attitude of Coach. I think Coach Holmgren has a handle on the attitude of his players, don't
I
you?
think they'll keep
He
it
wants
under
them to think
control.
about now and not ahead.
Yes.
Right.
Game by game.
Right.
You can't go to the Super Bowl without winning game by game.
Right.
Correct.
And that's the attitude that he has to have, and the players have to have the attitude about game by game, play by play, second by second.
No penalty.
I've seen so many times the Packers themselves and other teams have lost games. Like that, a couple weeks ago, they gave us time to kick that field goal, right? They scored. We had 1:06 left
Yep.
with the Baltimore Ravens, ugly
Yeah.
uniforms and ugly things, beanies and hats. But anyway, so I mean, the Packers are very good, quick scoring offense, and so the other teams in the NFL, that's not when it comes to the end of the ball game, minute and a half, score too soon, because we'll take that ball and move it down the field, and we're going to score some points ourselves with a little time on the clock, which is nice. I like that. I like to know that we can a quick strike, boom, boom, gone.
Yep.
I had no doubt there when they had that much time up, they were going to win that game.
And Richie Cunningham, Fonzie's mad though, huh? What do you think about Richie? What a nice name. And he was cut by the Packers.
Yes, I
Richie
was
Cunningham.
glad though Mike Holm gave him his chance to make a game-winning kick. Was not happy to see him go, but he got his chance and he won a game for us, which I think is good too.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dennis. You can say something.
No.
Oh, you're agreeing with that?
Yeah.
I'm glad, Coach. And his stock went up a little bit after you made that kick. And maybe
yeah.
you'll pick up our jobs.
Yeah, I hope so.
somewhere in the NFL. And I guess they take care of their own in the NFL. You can move from team to team a few years, and they'll always find a place for you to play, I guess. And once you get out of college and make a name for yourself a little bit in the NFL, you can move from team to team. So I hope everybody's enjoying the show so far, and I want this to be a very exciting year here at the Green Show here in Oshkosh, and we hope to have this show down in Fond du Lac. So these people are from Fond du Lac, and we're working on getting this show down in Fond du Lac, and so the people in the great city of Fond du Lac can watch the Green Show too. So maybe someday I'll be syndicated and take it down to Chicago. Wouldn't that be a great? But anyway, so I hope it's a lighthearted shows this year. Of course, Green don't like losing ball games very much, and it does not do me any good for my psyche, the Packers, to lose ball games. Although we bounced back, we're very, what do you call it? What's the word we want to use? That we're resilient fans. That's very good, Dennis. And we'll bounce back, and the Packers are going to have a very good year, very, very good year. And I want to have a lot of nice guests on the show, like you two folks, and you can come back again. But just hope you enjoy the show, and you have a good time with it, and tell your friends about it. And if you want to be a guest, just come on down here and just tell these guys or something, or get a hold of me. And if you see me, I'm walking around. You see me walking all the time in Oshkosh. I'm walking to Green Bay again this year for charities. I walked 21 miles today, in fact, for it, and that's a long walk. If interested in being on the show, just call up down here, see me, and say hi, and want to be on the show. So you're welcome. There's a couple of some pizzas down here from Ratch and Deb's on the corner of Merritt and Bowen, the best pizza in town.
Cool.
Okay, now we got a little bit of that. This is a nice. No, we're not really gonna. After Monday, after the first win, then we start picking up the intensity in this show, and we're nice and loosey goosey now because there ain't really no game yet. But we better come back out of Tampa Bay, 7 o'clock Sunday night with the win. I'm not going to do my show next week with a bad attitude. I'm coming out with a good attitude and smile on my face next week. At least it works for me down in Brenner Tinga Pond, like I said before. How's my mood? Do you notice the difference between winning and losing on my face?
Yes. You don't want to be around him when they lose.
Yeah.
When he's fun to watch when they win. He gets everyone laughing, so it's great when they win.
Yeah. And it's kind of, it's depressing for me when they lose, but we're not going to have very many. We might, okay, we're going to, last year when I left the show last year, I talked about the record before the draft and everything what the Packers were going to do. I said 13-3. But we'll talk a little bit. What do you think the Packers record is going to be this year, Dennis?
For this year?
Yeah, just give it a shot. We'll get the ball rolling a little bit. What do you think?
Well, that's pretty much what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, 13-3.
13-3.
Yeah.
14-2.
Ooh, 14-2.
I have faith.
I'd prefer that. But
Now, one of the losses is not going to be to the Cowpies.
No, I think we gotta send a message to them one of these days that they just can't kick our butts every time we get down there and show us up. We're gonna show them up on their field, and they'll have to come up here, and we're gonna kick their butts.
No, of course, we should talk about our division a little bit here. We're talking about the Chicago Bears. I guess they had a couple of injuries down there. That Rashawn Salam, I guess he's out for a while, and he had a couple of injuries this past preseason game. So, they got their defense. I don't know, maybe their linebacker and corner defensive backs are. They're not. I don't think the Chicago Bears are. We're the strength of the division, one of the strengths of the NFL. But the Bears can still. Any team can beat anybody on any given Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to watch ourselves. With the rivalry of the Bears. And speaking of the rivalry of the Bears, the Green Bay Packer fans do not have the tickets for the Bear game after 77 years. The Milwaukee ticket holders had the Bear game tickets, so that's strange turn of events for them. But the Bears, their quarterback, what's his name? Kramer. Eric Kramer, I think his name is. The NFC quarterbacks last year in the Central Division, they threw a lot of touchdown passes and threw a lot of balls and a lot of yardage out of the quarterbacks. And we used to be the run division, but now we're passing it, throwing the ball around a lot, and a lot of touchdowns will be scoring. The Bears, the Minnesota Vikings, I don't know much about. The Minnesota Vikings always have a defense. I think they had Warren Moon is the old quarterback. Isn't he about 65 years old? Warren Moon, he's really getting up there in age now, and their offensive line better do a good job on protecting him. They got Randall McDaniel, I guess, and they got some people like that to help them out a little bit, and so they'll give us probably defensive fits a little bit. We should be able to handle their defense because we're a better offensive unit than they are, so we should score more points than them. I hope.
It's always a tough game.
And then we got the Detroit Lions with the Great Barry Sanders over there, and they've been scoring a lot of points in preseason, I guess. But I guess we'll have to see what happens with the Detroit games. And of course, Tampa Bay gives us, like you said, Dennis, it gives us fits once in a while down there when we play them. And so we are the strength of the division. And there's no reason why we can't go undefeated in our division,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this year, take all 8 games, so to speak, and go 13-3, and maybe have a bye the first week and have one of them cow pie guys come up here and later on in the year. But we cannot think about that. We got to worry about one game at a time, which is Sunday down in Tampa Bay.
Right.
Well,
So you buy Packer shirts? You buy a lot of that stuff?
yes, got Packer, the Glory Days,
Glory
and the
days.
other Packers,
Very good.
Packer all right.
You got sweats on or shorts on or something over there. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I wear a Packer shirt every day. You know, I wear green every day at work, don't I, Lisa?
Green has nothing but green on. You won't see when he doesn't.
And I wear a Packer shirt every day, and I don't know if it's really a sickness or what it is, but I like buying them, Dennis. I buy them all the time. I buy them in grocery stores, Cops, Kmart, Walmart, any store that has Packer stuff. I beeline towards the Packer stuff. Wherever it is in the store, my nose smells it, my eyes can see it. I'm gone. I'm there. And my wife knows where I go right away. And I wanted to get one of them Packer tractors. I guess them are pretty neat, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, $3,000, a lot of money for one of them, though. Be nice.
We got three drawers of Packer clothing. Up till last year, we had, before the Dallas game, everybody came over to get in the hot tub, and I said, you had to wear Packer clothing.
Oh, you got
The
it.
chemicals were too strong, they're all shot. Ruined all my clothes. Turned them to a brown and yellow.
Oh no, we'll get new ones though, huh?
You bet.
We'll get new ones. So, I think I mentioned before about I don't know if I told you while I was on the air or not, but I'm in a national commercial for football fanatics in the Coca-Cola company. I flew down to Kansas City about 2 weeks ago. They paid me to go down there, flew me down there in my motel room, and they gave me a ticket. I went to the Kansas City Chiefs New Orleans game, preseason game. I guess it was the 10th of August, as the Green Man down there. And you talk about a fish out of water? Well, I was a fish out of water. But I felt comfortable down there. They showed the Green Man a lot of respect. They didn't call me any vulgar names to my face anyway. I got some high fives. There were a couple of Packer fans down there with Packer shirts and giving me a high five and talking to them and got a lot of very strange looks and stuff. But overall, my experience in Kansas City as a Green Man was a exciting time, and I enjoyed it. I'll do that again. So that should air about the 15th of September.
Good.
And you're not going to see me with a can of that other stuff at work either, you guys. I know you guys are out there trying to get a picture with me and another kind of pop, ain't ya, huh? No, I'm not doing Lisa. So, but that's exciting. That's what I'm doing. I'm walking to Green Bay, and again, like I said, that's a lot of walking. 21 miles today, and I'm going to walk Saturday probably 28 miles, and my walk is the 8th. That's a Sunday, so all-day walk. I got my motel rooms already set and shoes and everything, so I'm going to try to walk the whole day without stopping too long in Kaukauna and keep on going to get my motel room. And Sunday night, because they play Monday night, the Ty Detmer Eagles are coming to town that day. So I'll have time to relax and recuperate Sunday night and stuff and get ready to go to work at Lambeau Field to win the second game of the season against the Philadelphia. What's the name of that team? Eagles again with Ty Detmer with the new helmets. The Eagles got new helmets, so to speak. The looks, they got they used to have the wings in the front of the helmet and then all the way back. And the Baltimore Ravens, I don't like them helmets. Do you?
No,
I don't like them either. The
No.
B looks like a World League or
look too high schoolish.
yeah, high schoolish or Canadian League or something. And the 49ers changed their uniform a little bit. And but get to the 49ers and the other team in our conference. We got to get over that hump, Dennis.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're called the third best team. Well, I don't want to be the third best team. I want the Green Bay Packers and their fans to be the first best team. And the only way we can do that is go out there and prove it week by week, and win week by week, and stay healthy week by week, and do it like that.
Their schedule, if they do it,
We had
the year to prove it.
the toughest schedule according to the opponents that we played in the NFL, and the Cow Pies had the 15th, the middle of the.
November.
No, we played them in the middle of November, but November 18th. But their schedule is 15th. They're right in the middle of the easy. You know what I'm saying? They're in the middle of the road for schedule-wise.
All right.
Like they played the Borth Red Wings, the Lamira Tomahawks, the Green Bay Chippewas. They really got an easy schedule. They don't play nobody, and we have to go out and beat some people. And We're going to talk about a prediction for the score this week. What do you think? Go ahead. A little bit of a prediction for the score this week. We do that every week on the Green Show.
Okay, let's see, I'm going to say 23-6.
Okay, Dennis. Okay.
Pack.
Okay.
Pack,
Oh, of
pack.
course.
24-10 Pack.
24-10. Well, I'm going to say 10 points for them, but I'm going to say 27 for the Packers, 27-10. They're going to get 6, and we're going to both give them 10. I'd rather have his say. I want our defense to step up and really shut them down, you know. Because if the other team can't score, Dennis, we have enough weapons on our offensive unit to score more than 6 points. So if we can hold them other guys down to single digits pretty much every game, we're definitely going to win every time. Of course, sometimes, again, our defense, our football teams, our games are won by defense, special teams, and offense. We lost, last year we lost by a couple offensive, game efforts and special team game efforts and defense. So we lose by all three means. We also, let's hopefully we'll win most of our games by all of our three teams chipping in their share. Jackie kicking a field goal with no seconds left on the clock, or our defensive unit picking up a loose ball. Speaking of loose balls, we have to, that should have been up there too. That was on my mind. I'm glad I brought it up. About picking up loose balls. Holding on to interceptions when the ball's in your hands. I guess speaking of holding on the balls when you get them in the DBs, Leroy Butler he's got contacts now. He had double vision, so to speak, I guess. And he couldn't see pretty much really clear where the ball was. So now he's got contacts, I guess, and that'll maybe help his vision out. But we have to pick the balls up in the air and on the ground and cause turnovers and pick them up and use them to our advantage. Last year we were, I don't know what we were in the standings, actually scoring inside the red zone, inside the 20. I know we were very good. We were very good on third down conversions and inside the 20. So we got to keep that up and run the ball better this year in the 96 season, Super Bowl season. Convert on fourth downs. We don't do a lot of that. Convert on fourth downs and third downs like last year.
Right.
Sack the quarterback, get the turnovers, use our turnovers to our advantage, and score when we have the opportunity at all times. This is going to be a very exciting year, and we're going to come away with a win for Tampa Bay. We'll be 1-0, and the Bears play the Cowpies Monday night. So we're all the Bear. I'm a Bear fan Monday night because I hope the Cowpies lose all 16 games. Bounce. I hope your Bears win. You might not win any more after that, but as long as you beat the Cowpies, I like you. So you want to say hi to anybody? I guess you know some people down here, Dennis.
Oh, I just say hi to my nephews, my niece Julie Pagel.
That's isn't there Pagel running for something?
Yeah.
That's her?
That's my niece, yeah.
Oh, I see her. Judy Pagel running for clerk of courts in Oshkosh
Yeah.
area. How about you, Lisa? Say hi to anybody?
Yeah, my daughter Kyla.
Kyla, okay, hi Kyla. And I just want to say hi to everybody out there. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be here through the season, of course, and I want to have a smile on my face every week. I don't know if we will. Like I said, I picked them 13-3 last year. Maybe we started at 16-0. We'll work it from there. We have a lot of work to do on our offensive line. We got to take, like I said before, we take advantage of our turnovers, score inside of 20, and convert third downs. And when we have a first down conversion from third down, no foolish penalties, I guess. Coach Holmgren has some great coaching jobs this year, and we got to wrap. So PACKERS, thank you guys for showing up tonight for the Green Show, and I'll come back sometime.
Okay.
Bye now.